So I just got back from M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin, and let me just say, dude next to me smoked so much weed before. Oh my goodness, I think I'm high right now. Now, whether me being secondhand high possibly either benefited or detracted from the movie, who really knows? What I do know is Knock at the Cabin, fun time. That's what I'll say. Fun time. A movie where a family must make a choice to essentially sacrifice someone or else the entire world will die. Presenting an incredible would you rather question to your friends. I encourage you to do that. Now, I think your enjoyment of this movie will certainly reflect on how you perceive M. Night Shyamalan. And I'm not talking about, his prime Sixth Sense, The Village, Signs type of days. Nor am I talking about The Happening and The Last Airbender type of days either. I'm talking about recently from Split on. How you feel about M. Night Shyamalan will probably be how you feel about this movie. Speaking for myself, I can't say I actively enjoy his latest movies, even Split, which I know a lot of people loved. I was like, it's all right, it's okay. But one thing I will say about M. Night Shyamalan is I respect the hell out of that dude. When I was a wee child in elementary school, that was when his career wasn't exactly in the best of spots. And me, who certainly was not some film bro in like 5th grade, I knew that M. Night Shyamalan was a name, and not exactly in a good way. So the fact that when I was just a little bitch boy and I knew M. Night Shyamalan and I just perceived him as not a great filmmaker to where I am now as a bitch adult, I respect the hell out of that dude now. Not everything of his works, like I said, I thought Split was okay. I honestly didn't like Old, but he takes swings, which I respect, and above all else, his movies are at least entertaining and they fly by. Knock at the Cabin moves by so goddamn fast, I actually thought it was a joke. I kid you not. I maybe I should time this, but after the opening credits, if you take away that, I truly think this movie starts like 35 seconds into the movie. You see a little Asian girl kind of walking around, all of a sudden, boom, Dave Bautista's right there. And the movie just starts like right away. It's unbelievable. It just starts right away and it just goes. Now, there are some moments where it'll flash back to, how they got started a little bit with the actual couple and their daughter. But since the movie starts at such a high, when it does flash back, it does kind of feel like the pacing comes to a halt. And also, it doesn't help of when he chooses to flashback, which is like kind of at a peak of intensity. But even with those times, oh my goodness, this movie finished so fast. Let me, I don't even know how long this movie, let me search up the runtime. 1:40? Bruh, that shit crazy as hell. I for real thought I was watching a movie for like an hour. And if you are a subscriber of mine for a bit, you know that there's nothing that pisses me off more than me feeling like I'm either wasting my time or a movie that just fucking drags forever. So that's why even if I didn't like Old, right, it still flew by and was entertaining. Therefore, even if I might not give it a great grade, I still kind of enjoy it. I'd watch it again. Luckily for me, Knock at the Cabin is much better than Old. It's pretty solid as a thriller. There are some moments of high stakes and intensity shit where I'm like actually kind of like gripping the seat a little bit. Camera movements, like some of the camera movements reminded me of Upgrade and the way it moved with that filmmaker, Lee Whannell. It's not used often, but when it is, I can't lie. I'm like, oh shit. Really, if I could put it simply, Knock at the Cabin is like a good date night movie. You go to dinner and then you just kind of want a movie that'll entertain, that goes by fast, something you can talk about for a little bit and then kind of forget you watched it. That's Knock at the Cabin. Because even though this is a very engaging thriller and I think most audiences will probably enjoy it, speaking for myself here, it still has some of those Shyamalan things that I don't like and I can't really get over. The dialogue is still so awkward sometimes. It really takes me a while to kind of get used to it. While there are some good choices of cinematography, particularly in the beginning, I'm kind of just like, okay, like why are we shooting it at this angle, at this like Dutch angle? Like why are we doing that? And some of the characters, and maybe it's part of the performances, but some of the characters I'm kind of just like, man, this is like, do I actually believe this? So maybe you'll feel that too. But honestly, those feelings kind of just drifted away, or at least I just kind of accepted them and just said, okay, that's what this movie is going to be. I'm just going to ride this out. And like I said, that was a fast ass ride. And a quick shout out to Dave Bautista. I think he's pretty good in this movie. I don't think it's anything mind blowing, but even if you end up hating this movie, he just makes such interesting choices. He's not afraid to get his ass beat or be serious or be funny. And I know he's like, yo, I'm not trying to be The Rock, but obviously when they come from WWE, they're going to be compared to each other. But shout out to Dave Bautista. Knock at the Cabin is a solid ass thriller that moves by really fast, doesn't last long. I was never bored, and honestly, that's all I can ask for these days. Knock at the Cabin, 3 stars. It'll have a tough matchup this weekend against 80 for Brady, a movie which I did not even respond to the screening for. Stay tuned to the channel because we got a lot of Oscar stuff coming, and also the next movie review will be Magic Mike, so stay tuned for that one. But see you guys next time.